Have you ever had that feeling where you know exactly what you want to say in English, but it just doesn't come out right? Like the words get a bit stuck or sound kind of fuzzy. Well, we're going to fix that. We're going to turn this whole pronunciation mystery into a real, practical skill, something you can actually train.
Okay, so the very first thing you've got to get your head around is this. Pronunciation isn't just about knowing stuff. It's a physical sport. Seriously, think about it. Your mouth, your tongue, your jaw, they're all muscles. And just like learning to play tennis or shoot a basketball, they need training to make new movements. We're not just cramming information. We're building muscle memory.
So, if you're ready to stop just worrying about your pronunciation and actually start doing something about it, then you are in exactly the right place. Let's get this workout started.
All right, first things first. We need to set the right goal. Look, the point here is not to sound like you were born in London or New York. That's not it. The real goal, the one that actually matters, is clarity. It's about being understood easily and confidently. That's our target.
And this is a really important distinction to make. Let's talk about accent versus pronunciation. Your accent, that's you. It's the musicality of your voice, it's part of your identity, and it's awesome. Pronunciation, though, that's different. That's about the mechanics. For example, if you say I think so when you mean I think so, that's not really an accent thing, it's a pronunciation mix-up that can cause confusion. So today, our focus is 100% on that mechanical clarity.
Okay, so before you start any workout, you need a plan, right? If you were learning piano, you'd learn to read sheet music. Well, for pronunciation, it's kind of the same thing. We need to learn how to read the sheet music for English sounds.
And that sheet music? It's called the International Phonetic Alphabet, or the IPA. Now I know, it looks a little intimidating, but trust me, it's not. The idea is super simple. One symbol equals one sound, period. It's basically the ultimate cheat code for English because it lets you see how a word actually sounds, ignoring all the crazy confusing spelling.
Because, let's be real, English spelling is a disaster. It's a total mess. But the IPA just cuts right through all that noise. Just look at these two words, sheep and ship. The spelling is almost identical, right? But the IPA shows you exactly where the difference is. It's in that vowel sound. You've got the long, tense E in sheep and the short, relaxed I in ship. Once you can see that difference, it becomes so much easier to say the difference.
All right, pop quiz time. What do you think is the single most common sound in all of English? Go on, take a guess. I bet it's not what you're thinking. It's not A or E or I. Nope. The answer is the schwa. It's the super weak, kind of lazy sound. And I'm not kidding. Mastering this one tiny sound is probably the biggest secret there is to sounding natural and fluent in English. It is a total game changer.
Let me show you what I mean. A computer or a robot might say banana, right? Hitting every vowel perfectly. But a native speaker? We're lazy. We stress just one part, bana, in the middle, and the other vowels just get weak. They turn into that schwa sound, so it becomes banana. See? So, here's the secret. To get that natural English rhythm, you actually have to be lazy with the vowels you don't stress.
Okay, so we've got our theory down, we know about our sheet music, the IPA, and we've got our secret weapon, the schwa. Now it's time to actually hit the gym. Let's start the physical workout for your mouth.
First up in our workout, minimal pairs. Think of these as your personal diagnostic tool. The logic here is so simple but so important. If you can't hear the difference between two sounds, you'll never be able to speak the difference. It's impossible. So we've got to train your ears before we even get to your mouth.
Here are a few classic examples that trip a lot of people up. You've got the L and R in light versus right, or the B and V in best and vest. And of course, that really tricky vowel difference between sit and seat. Your job is to listen and find the ones that are tough for you. That's where you need to focus your training.
Okay, next up is rhythm. English has a beat, kind of like a drum. We call it a stress-timed language, and this little exercise helps you feel that beat. All you need is a rubber band. Now take a sentence like, I want to go to the park. For the important words, want, go, park, you physically stretch the band. And for the little unstressed words, you relax it. It literally forces your body to feel the rhythm of the sentence.
All right, now for an amazing free tool you can use right now. Seriously, just go to Google and type how to pronounce and then whatever word you want.
You'll get this cool little animation of a mouth making the sound, and you can even slow it down to see exactly what's happening. But here's the best part. There's a practice button. You click it, say the word, and Google's AI gives you instant feedback. It's like having a free pronunciation coach in your pocket.
And of course, we can't forget the classic warm-up, tongue twisters. I want you to think of these as push-ups for your mouth. They're designed to isolate and really work those tricky sounds over and over. Whether you struggle with th or the r and l combo or that p sound, running through a tongue twister a few times before you have to speak can make a massive difference.
Whew, okay. That was a bunch of different exercises, I know. But here's the thing. The real secret to getting better isn't doing all of this for an hour once a week. It's consistency. So the question is, how do we pull this all together into a super simple daily habit that you'll actually stick with?
And here it is. This is your 5-minute daily routine for clearer pronunciation. Super simple, 1 minute on each thing. First, stretch your mouth. Just get it loose. Then, drill a couple of words with that schwa sound, like camera or doctor. Next, pick just one of your tough minimal pairs and practice it 10 times. And finally, find a podcast or a video and shadow one sentence. That just means you try to copy the speaker's melody and rhythm exactly. That's it. 5 minutes a day is all it takes to start building those new muscle memories.
So the big takeaway here is this. You do not have to fix everything all at once. That's a recipe for disaster. Real, lasting progress comes from focusing on one small thing at a time. We've seen how powerful mastering just a single sound can be, whether it's the schwa or nailing a tricky minimal pair. So that leaves just one question for you. Which sound are you going to master first?